This big-eyed man drills a hole in the safe with an electric drill. Then he puts on special glasses. He sticks a tube into the hole to see what's going on. After Miles cut a wire, the combination lock was exposed. Miles smiled and said, "Open sesame." After he cracked the code, a large diamond appeared in front of him. But what Miles didn't know was that, on the rooftop, the guys who were supposed to meet him had a falling out. One of them was dead and the other had escaped. Downstairs, a police car comes speeding in on the news. Behind Miles were baton-wielding security guards. Miles struggled to shake off the guards and climbed to the rooftop. But he was greeted by a Colt gun. The surviving companion wanted the diamonds for himself. During the fight, he ran to a construction site. Before the police found Miles, he hid the diamonds in a third-floor ventilation duct. He was going to take the diamonds out when he got out of prison. 2 years later, Miles was finally released from prison, but he stood in front of the building and was stunned. "No one told me this was going to be a police station." Miles enters the lobby, pretending to be a delivery boy. The police stopped him and wouldn't let him up. The police station has a very strict identity check. You have to swipe your card to get inside the police station. Miles sees a man in a suit. Miles asked Carlson to bring the pizza up and took his card. At the same time, he found his Uncle Rizzo, who was a craftsman. Miles asks him to help him for the police card. He also watches the cops on TV and learns from their actions. Miles bought a suit and walks into the police station. This was a bold act. The place where Miles put the diamonds was built as a toilet. He rushed into the bathroom and stepped on the toilet to open the vent. But just then, a thud breaks free and bursts in. The police chased him into the toilet. They stare at each other and Miles, who is opening the toilet door. Now Miles can't find the diamonds. Miles says he's a new officer, so he was brought into the office area. His supervisor made him a partner with Carlson. Carlson was very aggressive. He took Miles out on assignments right away. His first case was a supermarket theft. The boss said the robbers climbed in through the window. They put the wheels in the truck and stole them. Miles, with his years of experience in burglary, immediately decided this was impossible. Why climb through a window? The thieves could have come in through the vents. Would they have to rent another truck for a car that wasn't worth the $0,000? What kind of thieves are that stupid? Miles saw the owner's truck parked outside. When he opened the door, the truck was full of wheels, so it was a false alarm. That made Carlson admire Miles even more. Even when Miles took him for a ride, he didn't complain. Miles looked at the cop next to him and felt a headache. Miles got out of the car to buy medicine. However, he encountered another robbery. Miles took a closer look. The man who robbed him was Tully, with whom he had an internal conflict 2 years ago and fled. When Tully heard that his former robbery partner had become a police officer, he was surprised. But before they had a chance to catch up, Carlson came into the supermarket to arrest him. Tully panicked and ran into a dead end. He had a gun in his hand, so the cops were afraid to make a move. Miles stepped forward and took off his clothes. Miles shouted as he approached Tully, but by the time Miles got to Tully, their voices trailed off. The police officers looked at each other awkwardly. They didn't know what the two were talking about. In fact, Miles was making a deal with Tully. He gave Tully $20,000 so Tully couldn't reveal his identity as a robber. After Tully spent one night in jail, Miles let him out. Tully agreed to do it, so he gets punched in the face by Miles. Miles' heroic deeds went viral in the police department, and because of that feat, Miles was promoted to detective. But Miles wasn't interested in being a cop. He went back to being a burglar. Miles put a remote control car in the ventilation pipe. Every day he remote controlled it in the pipe to run around looking for diamonds. But then he accidentally breaks into a conference room. The cops inside were discussing a smuggling case. When they see Miles, they ask him what his plan is. Miles says he plans to fight crime, so he performed a kung fu routine on the spot, and the cops asked him all kinds of questions. So a thief stands up in front of the police station and cheers them on and teaches them how to do things. Tully was in the interrogation room arguing to see Miles. The cops see the two fighting in the interrogation room. They were suspicious of Miles' identity. They thought Miles was so powerful, so he might be sent by the FBI. In the end, Tully and Miles came to an agreement. Miles soon let his former friend out. At this time, the police received another case. The museum's exhibits had been stolen. When they arrived at the airport and saw the messy boxes, Miles realizes right away that the culprits are actually looking for drugs. The FBI was impatient with them. They called Miles a cop. Miles got angry. "I'm the lead detective. I've been promoted 16 times. Miles seemed to be in too deep at this point. On their way back, Miles just told us his suspicions. Miles also said there would be a truck with a letter beyond the roof. The cops quickly found the truck via helicopter. They took the prisoner back. By this time, Miles knew that the diamonds were in the evidence room. So after interrogating the prisoner, he went to the evidence room to get the diamonds. But while Miles was still making out with the diamonds, a voice came out of nowhere. His hand shook, and the diamonds fell into the evidence bag, and the bag was about to be sent to the FBI for testing. Miles was heartbroken. A diamond of that size was leaving him. So in his desperation, he came up with the idea that he could be a spy. The cops thought it would work. They sent Miles directly to make a deal with drug dealers. So instead of getting his diamonds back, Miles sent himself to hell. Miles had to obey and get into the car. They drove to the scene of the deal. But what Miles didn't know was that there were two cars following him. One car was Thule, and the other was Deacon, who tried to take the diamonds alone 2 years ago. Miles drove the car into an unfinished beauty. Miles went to the evidence bag in the car to look for the diamonds. He did find the diamonds. No, but the man who took the diamonds was also here. Thule and Deacon entered the car one after the other. While they were still fighting, the truck suddenly shot up in the air. It turns out that the drug dealers used a crane to lift the truck, and the three of them inside. They landed and opened the door. There were numerous guns pointed at Miles. They were being held hostage so they couldn't move. Deacon also said that Miles was a cop. The drug dealer said to him, "If you want to prove you're not a cop, you shoot him." Miles raised his gun at Deacon, but he was too slow to shoot, and that's when the police knew something was wrong. All the police came to the building. The building was in chaos. Deacon takes advantage of the chaos to grab the diamonds and drive out of the building. Miles frantically climbed into a truck. He followed the truck to who knows where. The police drove after the truck. A cop tries to save Miles, so he drove his police car into the truck. He ended up getting hit instead and fell down the hill. The truck drove further and further away. They were getting closer to the borderline. At the very last second, when the truck crossed the border, Miles jumped out of the truck. The FBI refused to cross the border to pursue him because it wasn't allowed. But Miles wasn't afraid. He pursued him in a police car. He shot out the truck's gas tank. Deacon climbs out of the car. He raises the gun on his former best friend. Miles brings up what he said to Thule and convinces Deacon. But this time Miles doesn't keep his promise. After Miles knocked Deacon down, he shot Deacon and took back the diamonds. Because there was no information about Deacon in the police system, Carlson guessed that Miles was a former criminal. But by then, they were separated by a border. Carlson said, "I'm going to get you." Miles laughs and says, "I'll wait for the day you catch me." They stood on opposite sides of the border and continued to say hello. Boo Streak tells the story of a thief who enters a police station pretending to be a cop. In my opinion, it's also really an authentic comedy film. Miles successfully plays the role of a bumbling thief and a sleuth. He will hide the diamonds in the construction site, but the site becomes a police station. But he would also use his former experience to teach the police and the FBI a lesson. He was a thief, but he hadn't hurt anyone either. In the end, the police gave him a chance and let him go. You can subscribe and leave comments if you have any ideas. Thanks for watching. See you next time.